Hi, my name is Ibtihaj Ajana. I am a Professor of Ethics and Digital Culture in the Department of Digital Humanities at King's College London. My research examines the social and ethical implications of digital technologies and how these developments intersect with everyday cultures and modes of governance. One of the technologies I've been researching for some years now is biometrics. I started being interested in biometrics back in 2005 when I was a master's student. It was then when the UK government was in the midst of proposing a biometric national identity card and a national register for the entire UK population. So that's what initially sparked my interest in biometrics as I started thinking about all what that means politically, socially, ethically, and also ontologically. From then, I went on to develop my thinking around biometrics as a technology of governance through a PhD project at the London School of Economics. And in 2013, I published a book under the title Governing Through Biometrics, the Biopolitics of Identity. In this book, I focus on and juxtapose two important figures that have increasingly become the target of biometric governance, namely the figure of the migrant and asylum seeker and the figure of the citizen. I argued that biometrics does not affect these figures in the same way, nor are its implications lived and experienced equally. For some, biometrics can act as a technology of exclusion from spaces, services, countries, and so on. While for others, it can act as a technology of convenience and efficiency, providing, for instance, the option of speedy border crossing and more securitized identity solutions. But what all biometric operations have in common, regardless of their target, is that they all rely on the double strategy of biologization and datafication, whereby the control and management of identity, movement, citizenship, access, and so on are being conducted through the use and manipulation of one of our most intimate aspects, our bodies. This is in the sense that it is our very own biology that is becoming the password and the means of fixing identity. While this book focuses primarily on governance as the main locale of biometric practices, looking at examples drawn from border management, immigration control, and citizenship governance, a lot has changed since its publication. And the main notable and important change has to do with the function creep of biometrics. By which I mean a shift from being a technology of exception and governance to an everyday technology that is increasingly embedded in consumer everyday products and services. So for instance, we now use biometric fingerprints and facial scans to unlock our smartphones or log into our bank account. We use mobile phone to purchase our groceries, fitness trackers like Fitbit to log our daily exercise, voice recognition to interact with virtual assistants such as Amazon's Alexa, and the list goes on. And as we've seen throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, biometric-enabled tracking became one of the primary solutions for managing the pandemic. So by infiltrating the consumer sphere rather than just the governmental sphere, biometrics has become normalized and accepted as a convenient technology of everyday identification. In fact, and as far as biometrics is concerned, consumers are complicit when it comes to product development. Facial recognition, for instance, has become more sophisticated thanks to Facebook users tagging each other in photographs and using applications such as FaceApp. So in this sense, biometric data extraction is now taking place with relatively minimal resistance due to the fact that this technology has become, as I said before, embedded in everyday products such as smartphones and watches, and in public spaces including bars, gyms, supermarkets, and schools, seamlessly and invisibly extracting information and data from our bodies, and at times without even our slightest awareness, as is the case with facial recognition cameras. So given this growing pervasiveness of biometrics in everyday culture and society, it is very important to understand the risks and implications of this technology for both individuals and groups, as well as the assumptions this technology makes about who we are and the ramifications of a technologically mediated approach to governing identity, whereby the very status of what it means to be a human and a citizen nowadays is called into question. As I mentioned before, biometrics does not affect everyone in the same way, which is more of a reason to attend to its uneven consequences and contribution to the enduring inequalities and forms of exclusion. So it is in the spirit of raising awareness and understanding of biometrics and its implications that I've created this new playlist, which I hope would attract audiences within and beyond academia. I'd like to invite colleagues working on biometrics to contribute to the playlist with their thoughts and experiences and help enhance our understanding of biometric processes and navigating the ethical issues raised by biometric development and deployments. I thank you in advance for all your contributions.